Hey guys, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and today I want to share our entryway refresh with you guys. So it's been about 3 years since we gave our entryway a makeover, and you can find that whole blog post over on my blog. I'll put a link in the description below. But basically 3 years ago we covered all of the walls in our entryway with beadboard, and we added some faux beams. And I loved those faux beams for a couple of years, obviously, but deep down I really sort of longed for real beams, you know, reclaimed beams, and especially some that were maybe even local to our area. Before I get started, I just want to mention that if you are still looking for the perfect Father's Day gift, head to originalgrain.com/Andrea and use code Andrea to get 30% off your order. This amazing family-owned company was started by two brothers in the Pacific Northwest, and they create the most unique watches made from reclaimed wood, which I absolutely love. One of my favorite watches on their site is one that my husband picked out. It's actually made of Hawaiian koa wood, which is actually sacred in Hawaii due to its rich color and varied grain pattern. It's durable, it feels great on my husband's wrist, and you can actually have personalized engravings put on the back of your watch if you want. He loves this watch and he has worn it to work a couple of times now, but probably my second favorite watch is one made of sapele, I think is how you pronounce it, wood from Africa. Another great choice, a beautiful watch design. Once again, head to originalgrain/Andrea and use code Andrea to get 30% off your order. So make sure you head over and check out this awesome company. Well, last year we had this awesome opportunity to save some beams from a barn, and we actually, the suite owner, she was a friend of ours, she said we could have them for free. My dad and husband gathered as much as they could with, you know, very little equipment that they had. And we've sort of been using those in projects. I use them in my kitchen, I use them in my back entry, and we still had some left, so we decided to put them in our front entry as well. And I just love the way they look, you guys, and they add so much character to our entryway. Our house sort of has, it's what they call English cottage revival. So in the 20s and 30s, a lot of these style homes popped up in America. Just that English cottage feel with the round door, the pitched roof. It was very popular, and I love sort of bringing in those English cottage elements. When I see cottages in the countryside in England, a lot of them have exposed beams, and so having the opportunity to bring those elements into my home, you know, just it's so beautiful, and I'm so happy with the way this came out. And if you have questions about how we installed these, I did write a blog post about this last year when we put them in our kitchen. So if you have questions about that, or if you're wondering how did you cut them down, I shared all about that last year. And in fact, I think there's a YouTube video as well. My dad made a guest appearance, and he kind of talked about the tools that we use to cut these big old beams down. So make sure you head over there if you have questions about the beam installation. But we actually decided to take one of the beams and put it against the wall right here. This is sort of a useless corner. I mean, there's not really much happening right here, and it wouldn't, you know, take up a ton of space. So I asked my husband what he thought about running one up the side of the wall. He loved the idea. And then of course we put this brace here, this beautiful brace that goes from the beam on the wall to the beam on the ceiling, and I love it so much. It just really came together beautifully. And the color, the patina, everything about them, I'm just loving these beams in this space. So that was the first thing we did. We replaced the faux beams with real ones, did some touch-ups on the ceiling, had to repaint up there. And then as I worked my way down into the room, I was ready for some change, and everything in this space was white. And recently I just shared my spring living room. And I told you guys how I painted all the trim throughout my house this beautiful putty, it's called Stingray by Benjamin Moore. It's this beautiful gray beige color. And it's just something that I see often in historical homes. The trim is often painted and then the walls remain neutral. And I had been wanting to do that for so long, and when we refinished our floors early this year, I thought now is the time. There's no furniture, it's empty, let's do it. It's always been something that I've wanted to do, but it's a lot of work to paint trim. So I finally did it, and I wanted to sort of carry that in to the entryway as well and paint all of the trim this beautiful color. Stingray, again, is the color by Benjamin Moore. So I went ahead and painted the window, the baseboards, the closet door behind me, and the trim around it. And another place that I carried the paint was on the stair risers. So I ended up painting all of those that same color too. It was quite a project. And then once I did that, I realized that the stair treads were reading a little bit red to me. Now we put those stair treads in probably 3 or 4 years after living in the house. My husband just made them out of pine boards, and I stained them to sort of match our original floors, which were that, you know, red-orange color. And once I saw them with this new trim color, they really stood out to me. And I asked my husband, of course, if he thought we should refinish them, and he said, you know, those are just cheap pine boards, let's check out stair treads. And I took you guys along with me. You saw that we purchased some new stair treads. You can actually grab them for like $10.50 at Home Depot, I think is where we got ours, and we just stained them the color of our floors so they match beautifully, and it flows really nicely now. And I love that color, that beautiful trim color with the new stain on the stairs. I think it's really lovely. So that's pretty much all we did, guys. There's a couple things I'm unsure of still, so I'll talk about those. I love the fact that the back of our door is painted this beautiful dark gray. It's the same color as the outside of our house. I'm not sure yet how I feel about the different trim color around the door color. I don't know, I've seen it in other homes and it's really beautiful. And it's warming up to me. At first I was like, oh, I don't know, I think the door has to be the same color, you know, as the rest of the trim. But it's grown on me. I'm still thinking about it. Another thing that I would love to eventually change is this door behind me. The closet door is just a brand new door that the previous owner installed when they sort of opened up this entry. So back in the 30s when this home was built, this large entrance into the living room was a single doorway that opened and closed. And the previous owner, he did a lot of great things when he kind of renovated this home. He opened this up. And so he put a new door here, and I would love to use like an original door from the 30s on this closet. I think that would be more true to the home, since all the other doors in my home are 1930s doors, apart from my bathroom door upstairs. So that's another thing I would love to do. I also switched out the sconce right here next to the beam. We had always we wanted to hardwire that sconce that was there, and we just never got around to doing it. My husband has the wires and everything. He could hook it up, but he never did. I don't know if you guys knew that, my little secret. There was a sconce there, but we couldn't turn it on. So I just took it off for now, and I hung just a more simple candle type sconce, and I'm not sure about it yet either. It's growing on me. I feel like it's definitely more unique. Definitely has a country feel. This is one that my grandpa gave to me. I shared it with you in my antique haul recently. There's another one that I should show you guys. It sort of has cleaner lines, it's newer, it's black, that I tried there also. And I'm not sure which one I like more, but I think it's one of those things that I can play with often, and you know, I'll keep an eye out at antique stores and thrift stores, and you know, I can switch it out if I find something I like more. I also want to incorporate artwork in this space. I'm just not sure where. I don't know if I should switch out my little boy blue up there that I got antiquing, I think with you guys. Maybe switch him out for some artwork. I'm still kind of playing with this space, and I'm trying to maybe not make it too busy. I want the beams to be the star here, and they really just shine right now. So I don't want to clutter up the space with too many knickknacks and art and things like that. So in the top of the basket, I added some stems, and I shared these actually in my antique haul video. Most of that video is different antiques that I had recently collected, but at the end of the video I shared this really great boxwood stem that I got at Joann's for really cheap, like $2 a stem, and they are full green stems. So I thought those were really pretty for spring, and I kind of put 2 or 3 of those in the top of this basket and then incorporated some faux, like a faux baby's breath stem as well, and I love the way those look for springtime. So of course on my hooks I love to hang straw hats. You guys know how much I love those. But other than that, oh, I forgot to mention the light fixture. That's another thing I talked to you guys about in a previous video. I know you've seen bits and pieces of this space in previous videos, but yep, the light fixture is new too, and I really like the way that we have it centered. I think it looks much more natural there, and I'm still sort of torn on whether or not I should look for an antique, like milk glass globe for it. When I priced out lights that looked just like this one that had the milk glass, they're well over $200, so I think we still got this one at a great price, and if I find a vintage or antique globe, overall, usually they run anywhere from, you know, $10 to $45, depending on where you find them. I would still be under budget if I was able to find a vintage globe. So I'm torn. What do you guys think? Do you like the clear glass on the light fixture? I was worried that maybe a milk glass one would kind of distract from the beams, but I don't know. I go back and forth. So you guys let me know which one you would like more. So that's our little entryway for you guys. I hope it gives you some inspiration. Of course, I didn't talk about our flooring. We installed this slate because there was slate in the kitchen when we moved in. That's another design choice that, while I don't hate it, I think I just chose it because it was in other rooms in the house. It's also in our bathroom upstairs. I think that if I could choose again today, I would probably choose like a large limestone type tile, you know, something that looks more like, or even maybe like a brick paver would be super pretty, but they're fine for now. I'm in no rush to replace these. I think they are really beautiful and they do work with my style. They're a little bit cool toned, and I think I would like something a little bit warmer for my home, but right now they're fine. So I think that's about it. I think I just about covered everything in my entryway. I can't think of anything else really to talk about. But I hope this entryway refresh was an inspiration to you today. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I believe I covered everything. We like to keep things pretty simple and pretty minimal around here. I think sometimes less is more, and so I don't like to add too much to a space. So I guess I wondered about doing an entire video dedicated to this little entry, but anyways, I just wanted to talk about it since we did do a lot of work in here, and again, I hope it inspires you today. Well, if you are new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.